Hello fellow VTX writers, how you doing? My name is Eddie and I am bringing an instructional video on how to fix a neutral light that has a mind of its own and turns on and off whenever it wants to. I have a 2006 Honda VTX 1300C. This should work for the 1800C, but I'm not 100% sure on that. The issue I was having was in the morning when I would start my bike up and getting ready to go to work. I would have this issue where the bike would be in neutral and I'd start it up, and the neutral light would just shut off for no reason and my bike would turn off because it would think that it was in gear. So in order for me to alleviate that, I would have to sit on the bike, put the kickstand up, and I would have to put it in neutral, and even though the light wasn't on, I'd have to hold in the clutch to turn on the bike even though it was in neutral. So it was annoying. This happened for about a month or two, actually maybe a little bit more than that. I don't know why I let it go for that long, but I finally decided to fix it. Also, I was having an issue when I would get to a red light or a stop sign. You as a rider kind of know where neutral is, but sometimes you do need that little light to help you out. So it would happen where I would be getting to a red light or a stop sign, and I would slowly let go of the clutch, and my bike would hop and stall, and other than being, embarrassing and hurting your ego, it was just annoying as all hell. So I finally decided to fix it, and here is the instructional video. Alright, so here's the issue. Put the bike in neutral. Bike is on, and there's no neutral light to be seen. So let's fix it. Okay, here is the part you're going to need. It's the neutral switch by Honda, and also a new washer. So here are the tools you'll be needing. I recommend a Sharpie, 14mm socket, 10mm socket, ratchet extension, some type of needle nose pliers, ratchet itself, and a 5mm hex key. And also we'll be needing an oil pan for some oil that might be dripping. So first, let's put the bike on some blocks and get our 5mm hex key ready. And all we need to do is remove these 5 bolts that are holding the engine cover. And once that's gone, safely remove it. And I recommend that you put it on top of something, maybe a table or something, just in case you won't step on it. So here is the actual neutral switch that we're gonna remove. Carefully with some needle nose pliers, just remove it from the switch itself, and just kind of move that off to the side a little bit, and there it is. We need to remove that. So what you're going to do now is get your oil pan and just slide it underneath the bike. If the bike is cold, you may not have to do this, but I just do it anyway. If it's been written, I would definitely put that. And this is why we got the blocks on there, so I can slide that little sucker in there. And before removing the neutral switch, I would recommend taking the shifter out. And to do that, just need a 10mm socket, and I would mark it with a Sharpie there, just so you know exactly what position it needs to be in when you put it back. So just pull this out right here, and now it frees up a lot of room. And yeah, that's your shifter right there. Okay, just put that down. And get our 14mm socket and attach it to the extension and the ratchet, and here we go. Just get it loose, and once you get it loose, just kind of twist it off and slowly take it out to see if there's any oil coming out. And as you can see, my bike was cold, so there's just just a little bit of oil there, so nothing to worry about. And the washer was left behind, so all I have to do is simply pull it off and just put it off to the side. A lot of people have just cleaned those up, but I just rather just get a new one and just slap it on there. Just put it on the neutral switch itself, and we're ready to go. All you got to do is simply put it back in the hole, screw it in there, and get your 14mm socket and tighten it up. Not too tight and not too loose. And just simply put the connector back in, and you're all set. Now we're going to put the shifter back in the original position that you wanted it to be, and that's where the Sharpie comes in. Easy. And let's not forget our 10mm bolt to tighten that back up, because we definitely don't want that to be loose while we're riding. Before you put the engine side cover on and all those bolts, let's just test it first to see if it comes on. Perfect. Hooks right up. We're all set.